Boom, we're live. Hey everybody, and welcome. Today's stream, we are, as always, continuing where we stopped off in the previous one. And here is where we are. We played around a bit with our bedroom the last time, so now I want to, well, add in some small details in there, and then move on to adding in some general details about the bathroom, the dining room, and maybe even something about this laundry room. We'll see what happens. Alright. Alright, so first thing I actually do want to do is over here on this bed, I do want to have some sheets. So I also do want to try out to see how the streaming is going to like working with Marvelous Designer and its all of its simulation things. So let's go ahead and export this. Let me just put this thing to the side. Now let's see, where do I put this? AA. Let's go, OBJ. Alright, cool. Call this thing base. Alright. Now let me see this thing. Where do I have it? Alright, cool. Alright, let's hit it off and see what happens. Let me at the same time actually do want to open up with what happened? There we go. Alright, so import OBJ. Okay, the base in centimeters, fine, that's okay. Alright, no need. Alright, cool. That should be on this side. Alright, cool. We got our base, so let's actually go ahead and quickly model up a sheet for it. So let's try it. Maybe this big. It's actually the same size as the bed. We're gonna have to make it a tad bit bigger. Why would you hate Marvelous Designer? It's just a tool. It's a tool made to help you. There's no point in hating software, you know? Alright, now since I don't know the exact size for this, I'm gonna have to do a bit of like guesswork. So let's have some time to play around with this. So let's make this thing 25, more or less in this size. 25 on this size. Now add in some one there, one there, one there, one there. Take this whole thing, move it down to here. Now move this guy over there so it snaps. This thing snaps over here. That's cool. Now let's do the same thing up here. So okay, 1, 2, 1 and 2. Move this thing over so it's snapping there. This thing snaps up there. And now I do want to change the length of this thing, so it's 2650. This should be 2650 as well. So let's go 26. What? Alright, so my thing is made into centimeters. It's not millimeters, so it's fine. 2650. There we go. Right click, change length 26.5. There we go. 24, 24, 20, that's fine. 24, 20, that's fine. Okay. This is 2650. Okay. One there. There, and go change 26.5. Why did I need to make it a round number? Why did I have to choose a weird number? Alright, so that's fine, that's fine. Let's let it slide down and see how this thing works. Will it have enough? Almost. 2650, and this is 26, 26, 26. That's all fine, but I need to move the 3D shape a bit then. Let's get it down now. I think it might be a bit too big now, so I'm gonna have to rescale. Just move these guys down a bit. There we go. This is the latest version. This is, I think it's the number 8 version. This one has some really cool tricks added to it. I'll show you guys. Now let's just get this thing to fold in like this. Do we get enough of it so it can, probably. So let's just do a bit of sewing. Get that piece to there. Oh, also what they did is now you can actually sew in the 3D screen as well. So that's good. Let's just get those things sewed up together. There we go. I have to wait for it. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I just need to get this thing to tuck underneath, but let's just see if it has enough of length. And the easiest way would be just get all of these edges selected, just the ones on the corner, and make them elastic. And this should make them want to get underneath and pull the fabric with it. But since the length is not long enough, I'm gonna have to play a bit of tug of war with it. Okay, I'm gonna pull you. This is the most weird software you can actually find around, because majority of the time what you're doing is like you're arguing with your smaller brother or sister. You're just like pulling things, and they don't want to go, or they don't want to move, so it's weird. Okay, so for this I'm actually gonna make this thing 653 is fine. I just needed roughly the same length on every side. Oh, I never said that this is not a weird software. I just said it's not a bad software. It's a good one, but the way to work with it, it's nothing technical about it. It's more like you're arguing with somebody. There you go. Now we get more length to go underneath. And if I go ahead and decrease the uh, what's it called? The particle distance. This thing is gonna get so slow. So for now, I'm still keeping the particle distance at 20, which is the default one. But since I do want to have some wrinkles and not overdo it on the geometry, what I'm going to do is going to play with the shrinkage weft. So I'm going to try to put it at 105 and see how that thing works. Yeah, that should give me a bit more leniency to like pull stuff around. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Oh boy, my CPU does not like this. It's working at 100%. Alright. Stop the simulation down to 50%. Cool. Alright, so we got... Actually, we did get some nice folds up here, which kind of looks okay. We can probably get this thing a lot better if we go ahead and increase the particle distance or lower it down. So now if I take this thing down to 10 particle distance, it will take a bit of recalculations, but now once I do the synchronization done, it's going to have more geometry to play with. So now we should see a much denser mesh. Alright, so let me see. What? Okay, there we go. Now we can see the density of the mesh. Now, here's the thing. When you want to work with 3ds Max for ease of work, you generally want to do quads. So what I would probably do is export this thing out, then export it out as a 2D plane, and then do the remesh and do whole the thing with binding both of them and then getting them back into position, just so I can have a mesh that's made out of quads. But, and I do say but, with Marvelous Designer 8, what they did is they added in an extra feature. So once you have this thing done, all you got to do is just select it, go right click and go remesh, as it's still in the beta though. Yeah, you could do it in quads inside a Marvelous Designer previously, but the way it would do the remeshing, it was, well, it wasn't straight quads. It was trying to do something similar to what ZBrush does. It quadrifies it. Yeah, but what they did it is with the remeshing option here that they reintroduced about in this version. What they did is you simply click it, give it a few seconds until it just does its calculation thing. Hopefully it doesn't crash because it's still in beta. I tested it out a few times. It worked. And the great thing about it is that the density of the actual mesh depends on how much you have your particle distance set up here. So now it's either going to crash or it's going to give me a result that I actually like. So we'll see what happens as soon as it stops. Until that happens, I cannot do anything. By the way, hi to everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces now. And yeah, before I actually did this, I probably should have lowered the particle distance to something like 20. is working. All right, so once we have that thing up here, we can continue. Hopefully it's gonna, no? Oh, wait, yes, it's starting. It's starting. Synchronization start. If this thing started and it doesn't crash, it will give me a result. That's nice. All right, I'm gonna leave it to do whatever it needs to do, and I'm just gonna focus on this thing. All right, so first, absolutely non-related question of the day: how do you manage a render scene with crazy amount of lights in V-Ray? Is there an optimization trick or something? What sort of lights? Because generally V-Ray is pretty good for dealing with lights, and I have to add one other thing. The newest version of V-Ray, which I do not have now, my license expired. The V-Ray update number 3, I think, they rendered a scene which had, I think, about 7,000 lights or something like that. Ridiculous amount. So yeah, V-Ray, the new version, or V-Ray Next, does an amazing job with that. All right, so back to this thing. What am I missing here? Of course, I'm missing a goddamn floor. That's why this whole thing is a bit weird. Let's just do it do a simple floor, not just, there we go, something like this. So I have, there we go, like this. 0, 0, call it floor. How's this thing doing? Not good. Oh no! Damn it! Don't crash. Well, this is what happens when you start off with new version. You know, this is still in beta, so hopefully they get it better. But until then, meh. Alright, floor is fine. Anti-isolate. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna delete that and make the floor from edge to edge like this. There we go. Did it work? Oh, it did! It did work! You see, this is now our mesh. You see how everything is quadded up really, really nicely? If we take a look at over here, again, very nice quads everywhere. There are no weird turns whatsoever. So everything is straight out of Marvelous Designer. So I'm gonna export this guy. So select this thing, export, select it. Call this thing, what are we calling this thing? Bed cover? No, bed sheet. Click OK, save it as an OBJ. Make sure you have unified UV coordinates selected if you're following along. So if you have this thing selected, it will export out with UVW maps. Make sure it's centimeters. Click OK. Exporting. And now just bring this thing down. I may not screw up this thing again. There we go. Call it again floor. Save it. And de-isolate. And now let's just make this thing a different color. So the floor is different, like so. I want to import what I just made, so I'm gonna go to where I have my thing done. Start bed sheet. All right, so the default import is editable poly. That's fine. Don't don't click on retriangulate, because if you click this thing, it's going to screw up your quads. Textures is on, smoothing group is fine, there's no smoothing group. So import, if everything is right, this should import right on top. There we go, right here. Alright, just so I can check it out really quickly, I'm gonna put a texture on it just so I can see if the UVs is fine. Oh yeah, UVs are fine. So if we put anything on top of it, like any texture, it's gonna work perfectly. Let me just see. Hey, there we go. Even the corners are fine. Let me isolate this thing and just see if this thing has a shell on it. Nope, there's no shell. So it's one-sided, just like it should have been. And we have everything quite well. All right, awesome. Let's just name this thing sheet. Bed sheet, that's fine. You know what? We might as well build some. Let's add in a couple of pillows and one. Yeah, it looks. Oh, damn it! Goddamn phone. I always keep forgetting putting my phone on damn silent. All right. Marvelous Designer. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use this mesh as a continuation for the avatar. So what? Just so I don't have to start off from the beginning, I'm gonna do is freeze this thing, so it's no longer gonna be simulated at all. So I'm gonna put this thing to the side. Now let's do a quick addition for a few pillows. So one in here. Come on. Well, since I'm streaming, I'm actually using only like half of the processing power for Marvelous Designer. And since Marvelous Designer is a pretty CPU intensive program, it really doesn't like me doing this. You see? All right, whatever. Let's finish up with the new one. It doesn't like it when it has that remesh version into it. So what I can do now is I can actually import our new mesh as an avatar. So this one. By the way, I'm actually curious, how many polygons does this thing have in the statistics? Okay, apply. 7. All right, so we actually got this bed sheet for 50,000 vertices and 50,000 polygons. Not bad at all. Since we didn't actually have to go out of Marvelous Designer to get any of it, that's a good thing. No. Okay. Import OBJ bed sheet. Now this thing will be imported in as the avatar, so I don't have to freeze anything. There we go. Now it's avatar. Wait, what? Hey, what do you know? You can actually move the avatar now. Man, they get some nice changes up in this thing. So if I'm not gonna be moving the avatar because I want everything to be at the same world space. So let's go with like this. 1. And copy it one more time. CV. 1 there. over on this side, and let's do a bit of sewing. And here's what I was saying previously. You can actually sew right here now in the 3D viewport. And this was actually a really big thing once they introduced it, because you no longer have the issue of like doing what the hell, why is it giving me piping automatically? Because if I take a look at here, I can see that there is piping. How do I turn off the piping now? Buttonhole. I don't know buttonhole. Edit piping. No. I do apologize about this one though. It's a new version, so I haven't had the time to play around with everything and see how this thing works. Alright, so move it over. Frame it on F. Let's see. Rotate around. Do give it a bit of a... Where the hell is it? Okay, I don't need to remesh. I just need to have some pressure. Let's try with 3. Alright, awesome. It works really fast this time around because it doesn't have like bazillion polygons to work with. Alright. Get on this side. Come on. I don't want to use pins, so don't make me use pins now. Just get in position. It's fine. Alright, so this top one, I need some weft, so let's go 105. No, let's try with shrinkage weft 105. What the hell just happened? All right. All right, give me a sec. Somebody is at the door. Be right back. All right, we're back. Okay, let's add in a bit more shrinkage on this side as well. So 105. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. Now let's give them both a bit more geometry to play with. Vertical distance, let's try 15. Do the simulation a bit more now. You know what? It's actually fine. I can play around with this thing a bit more, but for now I think this is gonna be enough. So select both CV. Ooh, okay, so they're a bit big. Let's make them smaller. MD will not like this way of doing things while it's still connected, but then what the hell? Make it, don't crash now. Come on, there you go. Drape this thing. Hey, cool. It's not crashing, it's not doing anything weird. Right click, freeze. And now this is basically just as a addition. Oh, snap! Another feature of this version. Let me show you something. For example, I'm going to unfreeze this. And what happens here is they introduced a bit of like very, very, very early days sculpting. So think ZBrush, and Marvel's designer had a baby. It's a bit retarded baby at the moment, but still it's a baby, and it kind of works even though it's not perfectly functional. And the way you can get to it is over here in the simulation. You go down to sculpt, and this will bring you into the sculpting space. So now when you're in the sculpting space, here is where you can actually change the surface for this thing. I haven't played that much with this, but here you have some of the brushes that you can play around this place. So if I zoom in really, really quickly here, you see how everything is slowly moving? Here you can change the strength, the size for the brush. For example, if I go very much smaller, something like this, let's increase the strength. When I pull now, you see something is moving here. So you can change some of the wrinkles, or you can add some of yours. But like I said, this is a very early version of it. They have it, which is a great thing, which kind of leads me to think that in the future they're gonna work on it and they're gonna make it better. But for now it's there, but still not it's not the best idea. If you still want to do wrinkles and you want to play around with the geometry for this thing, I would still go to ZBrush to do it. So for now, just gonna bring it back, and yeah, see how it changed everything with the sculpting? Yeah. Okay, select both of these. Again, now freeze. Alright. So we need a sheet. How to make wrinkles in 3ds Max without Marvelous? Well, it is possible. I can tell you that much. You can use the garment creator, which is an awful feature of Max. You can simulate it with the cloth feature, which is again not a bad but very, very limited thing. So let's make this thing so I'll show you. Just let me finish up this thing so I can have something to export. Select all of these, move them aside. Well, move them anywhere, it doesn't matter. Alright, now for this one, I can actually choose to either have a one-sided or a duvet type of a cover. So if I use it like this, it's going to be more or less like a sheet, like a regular bed sheet. But if I want to have some thickness to it or some puffiness to it, I'm going to have to make some changes. First of all, let me see how long this thing is. Alright, definitely need to make it longer on both sides. Rotate back to reset that thing, that's fine. I don't want it to go fall down. But at the same time, I should probably check and see how is my geometry in 3ds Max. And will it actually work with a fold like this? So let me check. Ooh, see, this is the problem. I probably should have made it so that this thing is included as well. Alright, so let's do it like that then. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna select all of these guys now, including this lower piece. Well, I'm just gonna get the whole thing. I'm gonna export this as the bed. OBJ. Somehow today's stream slowly turned into a Marvelous Designer stream, which is not bad. We should have those as well. Bed frame. Save. Alright. Export. Done. Which kind of makes me think that this thing I can get resolved with. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is remove these guys. There we go. I deleted that thing. Avatar, delete the avatar. Alright. Import the OBJ bed frame, and now this should make it so that everything that's imported as an avatar What the hell just happened? That was the weirdest crash ever. No errors, no nothing. It's just gone. Man, what the hell? Alright, well. Anyways, while that thing is restarting again, let's choose some things to work on while we're waiting. What do you guys think? Which room or what should we tackle on today? We've been going on for 40 minutes now, just playing around with MD. Although I think it was educational, you guys managed to learn maybe something new with Marvelous Designer as to what they have, new features and such. Oh yeah, wrinkles on 3ds Max. Well, first things first. When you're modeling wrinkles, what you want to do is you want to understand the geometry of it. For example, if you're gonna be modeling wrinkles like this, I'm just gonna isolate this thing and I'm gonna save before I screw up something. So, hold on, somebody's ringing at the door again. Alright, we're back. No, I don't want to. What was I saying? Oh yeah, wrinkles. For example, if you want to add in some wrinkles in here and you want to use geometry for it, let me just select one side. Hopefully it's not welded. Yeah, it's not. Hide unselected. There we go. So if I want to add in some wrinkles in here, knowing your geometry is all you have to do is just get in here with the cut tool and go in, add in cuts that are going to be parallel to whatever you want to cut in. Maybe like this, goes all the way up here. Then add in another one on this side. Ah man, I probably should have. I just should have. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me go back. And here add a new edit poly, that way I don't screw up anything. There we go. There we go. Cut, cut, cut. Don't worry about having angons at the end. You can choose to close them up with a turbo smooth. So once you have cuts like this, now a fold is basically an indentation or place where you have it protruding outwards. So what you can do in here is you go in, select the places you would like to have them as extruded upwards or moved upwards, and you can select something like this. Actually, don't get the ones next to it, so you move them upwards. There you go, something like this. You move them up again. This will distort your UVs a bit, so take that into account. Move it upwards. And now when you put a turbo smooth on, that will give you those types of wrinkles. Very slow way of adding in geometry, and like I said, when you add in turbo smooth, automatically fixes all of your issues with n-gons. It will make them into quads, like here. You see, it turns everything into quads, so you don't have to worry about it. But it's a tedious way of doing it, and if you can get away from doing it this way, always try and do it the proper way, which is either doing it with MD or get it into ZBrush, do the wrinkles there, do the remeshing, export back here, and you have all your wrinkles for a fraction of the time. But if you do not want to get out of 3ds Max, you want to stay here, well then, that's the way you do it. Alright, let's try it one more time. So bed frame. Let's see how. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't like this model very much. My guess is it has something to do with this geometry that got out of it. It doesn't really like it, so yeah. I'm gonna try it one more time, but this time I'm gonna do it like this. Select just these guys. Export selected. Bed frame, yes. Export, whatever, just go for it. And when somebody was asking me why I don't like doing Marvelous Designer and rendering on live streams, well, this is mostly the reason why. I spend most of the time just dealing with stuff like this. Anyways. Okay, you guys said, let's agree, I don't think it's possible. How do you make wrinkles? Fine, I guess wrinkles. Living room. Alright, so you guys want to do some things for the living room or do something for another room? And let's see some ideas. Either your chat is your friend or Discord is your friend. Let's see what we want to do with this scene. Alright. Man, that's the truest word ever. We learn from fails. Bed frame. Let's see. I have no idea as to why. Yeah, see? It didn't like the geometry it exported with the new feature. And now it works. Yeah. Ideas for the living room, ideas for whatever you guys want me to do in this scene. And while you guys are getting your ideas, I'm going to try and get some sheets for this thing. So we can... Alright, so let's get it about this big. The fuck is that? Alright, so it's Okay, on this side, I do need it to be a that bit longer. All right. Now here's the question. Do we want to have a simple sheet like this that covers up the bed, or do we want to have a more puffy look? Now, we can use this thing as it is, like so. Just probably just make it a bit more irregular by getting it like so. I can maybe even open up on one side. But again, it's still just one-sided. Like this. And it kind of looks messy. Which is a nice addition. Like, we can use it even as such. I'm actually going to do it like that as well. So I'm going to go and before I start screwing with it, I'm going to go with a remeshing beta. It should be fast again, or maybe it won't. We'll see. Synchronization. Yep, very fast. I'm going to export one version. OBJ selected. Single sheet. Save. Unify DB coordinates. Okay. And here's the great thing about using that thing. When you right click, you can undo the remeshing. It will get back to the original look. So now I can get this thing to reset the 3D arrangement. And let's do the same thing we did previously with the... Where is the 3D version of it? There we go, it's up here. All right. Now, select this thing. Oh man, I'm loving the 3D sewing. There we go. Make it drape. Alright, before they actually fall, both of them, let's give this thing a very, very small pressure of 1, just so it's not so flat. Now I'm going to select both of them again, just raise them up a bit. I'm going to put a pin in 2 of these sides, which should hold it upwards. At the same time, give me a lot more control over how wrinkly this thing is, but probably should have done this at the beginning before it kind of folded on itself. So I'm going to remove the thing, reset the 3D space. Oh wow, all right. That was a bad idea. Okay, move up. All right, redrape. It's still not low enough. Right now I think it's low enough. Hold on W, click on a few places, just so it's kind of holding it in mid-air. There you go. Now this bit in here can get deleted, and these ones will control how this thing works. And actually, when I get to this point here, I can do the same thing up here. Just Control W will remove the pins, and this thing should fall down and get some nice wrinkles going on, organic ones. And as it's falling, I can just pull it over on this side, and we get some irregularities in the geometry. It's gonna look like somebody was sleeping there and they got up. There we go, that's nice. Actually want to move this thing on here as well. I just let it settle. And I'm happy with how this thing looks. Now the top one, let me increase the shrinkage. 110 shrinkage left. This should make it a bit more baggy. Let's try 105 over here. Cool. All right, we got something that we can use. So export out. So this can be baggy sheet. Unified UVs is fine. Okay. Thank you very much for this. That was cool. Have you guys done anything here? Yo, you are sharing stuff. All right, there's something here to work with. Now let's unhide all. We have the bed sheet. Let's see which one looks better. Let's import the single sheet first. See, that's the thing though. Since this was made without the wrinkles in mind, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of a move to it. So move it upwards, and yeah. And the thing here that I just remembered is I didn't do the new remeshing thing on the new one, so yeah. Alright, so for this, easiest way to select it was just use soft selection and increase the fall off, maybe like this, until it gets into position so it covers up those folds. We don't want to see, we don't want to we really do not want to see those folds. So it's a really simple cleanup work. There we go. Nothing complex, just select and move. Alright, so the only thing that's left is probably just this piece over here. There we go. So we can have this one as single sheet. And I want to, well, you know what? I'm going to take everything here and put it into its own layer. Call this thing, well, let's make a new layer, call it bedroom bed. And this thing, call this thing active layer bedroom bed. Alright, cool. Now, so, hide the single sheet. Let's import the doubles one we did, or the baggy sheet. Man, the word sheet is very, very interesting. Alright, so the baggy sheet is imported as well. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with it. Now select soft selection. There you go. That's cool. All right, we got a more detailed pass as well. So baggy sheet, anti-isolate. Let me check the texture for it. Texture is fine. Add the same cover for it, and hey, we got our own bed in here now. Looks better now, instead of just having that thing with the mattress. Alright, so let me see what you guys have shared. Oh, you guys are not screwing around. It's a lot of things. Today. Is this all from today? Wow, all right. Wow, okay. So it started from here somewhere. Whoa. This is something I really like. This clean design, white with just the wood, pops up a lot of the details in the room. Too futuristic. Design to create simplicity. Yeah, not bad. Again, very clean design, but instead of wood we got this black, so it's white and black. Pretty similar to what I have going on in my place. This is okay. Very clean. All right. What do you guys think? What should we do? Where should we start? I see you guys have shared quite a bit of like things to add. What should we add first? Look at the last one. I'm trying though. You guys, I asked you to send me some ideas. You sent the internet at me. So It takes a bit of time to like, ooh, what is this? This is a tea room. Alright, tell you what, this tea room is actually really, really nice. I do like it. So, we're gonna have to model from somewhere. We're gonna have to start somewhere. So, now this room was supposed to end up having a garden in it. And then, this thing was supposed to be something like a second bedroom. But, since tea time and all that is really big at Japanese houses, why not make this thing a Zen room? So make it so this place has a bit of a inward garden, and then have a sitting place, something similar to this one, where you can just like sit around and have fun with the family. And up here we can have another sitting arrangement. This would be for food or whatever. So basically, what I'm thinking here is this would be more of a meditation room, and this would be the food room. So for meditation, in here we can have the garden. In here we can have one of those statues they use. I was gonna say the Buddha statues, but I don't know if they're using those or something like that. I can use a statue of some sort. And make this thing into a more interesting room. What do you guys think? What should we make of this room? And seeing all the things you guys have shared, so it's cool. Okay. One very important question is, like I said, we're trying to build a modern day house with the idea that this could be themed after Japanese style, but as every modern house has some seating, what do we are we going to be using any sort of seating like this? Are we going to be making any couches or pretty much anything like that? That's a good question, though. All right, let me just do this. I want to have this merged together. Now, for the actual bath in here, one of the more prominent ideas that I actually did like was, let me just find some music for us. Hopefully we don't get any strikes for music. Alright, what I had in mind for the bedroom, or not the bedroom, but the bathroom for this thing was, I have to go so far back. Wow. Alright. Where was that thing with the waterfall? This was one of the ideas that I actually liked. And the second one was somewhere here as well. Or not. Okay, then. This one. I actually liked this idea, because we can make this thing raised from the ground, and we can make this thing a bath, so the water can fall from there, go into the bath. You can enjoy, you can have this thing open up to the outside so you get some light. So this was a nice idea. So what do you guys think? Should we make something like this, or go with the regular steam bath like what we had up in, where was it? This thing. Let me just save this. The bath is done. Open up. Alright, now go all the way back. What is this? This is way too big. Okay, so here. So it's this. So it's either this one or this one. What do you guys think? The waterfall one or the sauna one? Which one looks cooler? Okay, we got waterfall, sauna, waterfall. 3 for the waterfall, 1 for the sauna. 4 for the waterfall. Alright. Generally, it's the waterfall then. Alright, we're gonna go with the waterfall. Let's go with the waterfall. Alright. Now, the waterfall is gonna have to be a different approach, because in this case, this is a bath that's into the ground, that's made to go into the ground. In here we want to have something like a mix between this thing and this thing, so we would like to have this be raised up from the ground a bit. And just so I make it easier on me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go something like this. Select these guys like this, so I know where the walls are. Detach it to clone and isolate just these guys. There you go. So now I know what I have to work with. Alright, I have this thing on my other screen, so I can look at it. I can see nothing. Amazing. Alright, so rectangle, go from there to there. That's fine. Now convert to an editable spline, remove both of these, so I have this spline left. Move this vertex way in, and for this one I want to have this nice curve, so fill it. Alright, I really don't need this thing to go all the way up, so you can probably be somewhere there. Extrude. Give me the width. Really control the music. Alright. So, edit poly, flip it around. Now we can start working with what we have here. Alright, cool. So move it up. And, alright, let's see what's the height for a bathtub. Let me just check. Tub height. It says it's about, okay, it's about a half a meter, so about 47 centimeters, half a meter. Okay, cool. So let's make it so that it has at least 50 centimeters off the ground clearance. So make it 50 clearance. Well, they were close, if nothing. Now, move it in. All right, move it up like this. Remove this one and get this whole thing to move to this side. Now we're gonna have to cut in a hole in here for something like this. And what I can see that this piece is a lot smaller, so the fall off is a lot smaller than here. In our case, it's way too wide. So let's make that change. So I want to remove this edge. Actually, you know what? Remove them across from one. Actually, I just do it the right way. Remove those. Get this thing to go snap there. Now chamfer it. Is fine. 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. Now we got that thing. So for this side, I want to get some of the connections in here. So segments, slide them over on this side. Yeah, that's fine. Add in another one over here. So delete this. All right, move that thing in here. I do want to select these guys and reuse the geometry that I have with this, or no, just make things complicated. Just add in a new one. Or, yeah, this would be a better idea. Make it like so. In here, chamfer it. So this is going to be the opening for our bath. Let's try with something like 55. Cut in from the edges. Probably should have added in an extra edge here so I don't cut into the corners, but whatever. All right, so copy or convert to enable poly, get the border, regularize it so we got this nice look. And now for this thing, I'm just going to isolate it as it is. Put a shell. This shell should be something thick, maybe like 10 centimeters. Yeah, 10 centimeters will work. And for this, I'm gonna do is try to get away with just using smoothing groups for the smoothing, or the turbo smoothing, that is. The smoothing groups on that by angle. Okay. Now turbo smooth by smoothing groups. And it's gonna screw up this way. Yeah, of course it is. Alright. Let's add in some cuts in there then. One cut in there. And there. We'll have to terminate it down so it doesn't go all the way up to here, so it kind of screws up this thing. So I'm gonna cut it to maybe, let's see how it's gonna work when I cut it there. There might be some pinching, so I'm gonna have to check for that. That's okay. Select both, chamfer. It's gonna work. 1, 2. And that's why I said I should have added in those support edges in the corners. Just so I don't have to deal with this now. Oh well, I guess the slice plane is gonna work here. So, slice plane. Put it there. Slice. Turn off, and now just remove that edge. That's fine. Remove this edge. We'll have to, nope. Well, I will need to add in one more cut for that side. And all of this could have been avoided by just doing these cuts before I did the hole in the middle here. But hey, we learn when we screw up. So now I have to just do a bit of cleanup. There we go. Clean up on that side is fine. Over here, target weld. Alright, that's fine. And this side. Oh yeah. Alright, let me just see how the turbo smooth looks like so far. Yeah, that side is still not right. Because we don't have anything going here. Nor here. So first here. Here. Alright, cut in there. Cut in there. Oh, not on the other side. Okay, end up with a quad in there, a bit of a wonky quad, but still a quad. Same here. This is gonna give me a bit of a problem. Oh, the problem here is that I don't have any cuts in here in the middle. Yeah, I have to fix this. Alright, so it's right here then. Remove. One there, one there, one there. The one in there. Alright, cool. So we have the opening here for our bathroom. Super big, super huge. Definitely looks weird. Oh well. Alright, so if we have this, then the other thing would be to actually make the bathtub here. So for that, it's simple enough. Why make it complicated? First of all, let's just make this thing gray. Let's save. Now for this, I can even just get in here and take some of the geometry from the already existing place. So take this thing, detach it as a clone, that's fine. Turn on Turbo Smooth. Okay. Now center and scale that out. How will this thing look like with Turbo Smooth? It will need to get scaled inwards a bit, like that. Okay, that's fine. One will give me a bit more geometry to work with, which is actually fine. I'm going to convert this to a little poly. Remove this middle part. And now with this I can go ahead and create the needed geometry to make it so it kind of folds in. Like so. Like this thing goes down. And collapse. One in there, another one in there. Turbo Smooth on, and we get something similar to what I'm seeing here, but I don't want to have that sharper turn here. So for this edge, I will get that chamfer with a very small amount and 2 connections. Grow. I'll just grow one more time, and this will make it deeper. The depth, is it enough to get to the floor? Nope. So grow. Alright, so now it's at the floor, which is what we wanted it to be. So both of these now, take a look at them. We get that tub look, but it kind of looks small though. Let me check something. If I take this and put it next to my amazing guy, how is he going to fare with this thing? Oh, snap. Okay. So if this guy were to sit down, yeah, this would look... So you're on your ass, sitting down. Yeah, this is big enough. This is big enough. It only looks small. Send de-isolate. Different color, so I know what it is. Alright, so next thing we might add is that actual fountain. Or the place where the water is going to be falling from. And also I can see that this place here is something like a guard for the backside, which is, I'm guessing, where you take the shower, because I can see this thing here. And what we can do in our case, because we don't have this big of a place to play with, what we can do is probably put the shower head here. If, for example, you want to take a shower, but I'm gonna have to find something to make it more interesting, because if I use the same one that we have from the previous place, it's gonna look weird because there is no guard on this side. So if you take a shower standing on this thing, the water is gonna splash up here, and it's gonna make a real mess out of your place. You will not be a happy camper then. So let's isolate just these two. First, let's move all the way down. Height of 50. Edit poly. This is just the guard for the front side. Chamfer 0.5. Segment is fine. It's okay. Well, chamfer is fine. I don't care. We can live with that. Alright, cool. Now this thing is starting to look like something. Just so I know that this thing has... There we go. Make it wooden. Make it a box. So go 100 by 100 by 100. And this thing is supposed to be wood as well. So this is going to be weird for unwrapping. Let's see if I can get away from using it just a regular unwrap. Oh, yes I can. Alright. I can live with that. It's a bit too small. Alright, looks better. Even though I have the same wood everywhere, it's okay, so I can see where the grain is, or the texture for the grain. And if that thing is fine, I'm fine. Alright. So we have this, we have that. In here, I can put something like this as a holder, but it's a really simple thing to add, so let's just add it. Not overcomplicate things, so it's just a box. There we go. This is where you put your shampoos and stuff, I guess. So up, one here, inset, and bridge. we go. Very, very simple. Chamfer 0.1. All right, that's fine. Am I gonna put a stair there? It looks a bit high. It's not high. It's not high at all. Take a look at this. This is how tall it is. It's up to your knees. So if you need a step for, like, you can sit down and just walk into this thing. And if I put any sort of a stair here, it's really going to take away from this space. I mean, I can do it. Hell, it's easy. You can just extrude a stair out of this thing. But do we really need a stair? I mean, take a look at this. It's basically the height of your toilet seat. But let's just compare it and see how that thing is going to look like with a stair then. For a stair, all I'm going to need is just one edit poly. Call this edit poly just on a stair. And whatever, just give me one. Extrude. There, now we have a stair. Does it look better? Do we need that stair? That's a good question. Anyways, let's see. This thing, and this can stay white, I guess. Fabric, whatever. Darker wood. What? Sort of a darker wood is this? Ooh. Hello. See how the color just changed the whole atmosphere of the room? Interesting, very interesting. We'll see how we decide to go. It kind of is going to really depend on what sort of a look we're trying to feel, what sort of a feel we're trying to have with the look for the room, or the colors for the room, or all of the rooms for the house. Depending on whether we go with light textures like this one, or we maybe switch over to the dark one. Like, let me see how that thing is going to look over here as well. Yeah, see? Very much different energy from the, yeah. Yeah, you know, you go, somebody comes over to your house, they want to take a shower, they take a bath, you just tell them, we don't have any stairs, mind your step so you don't hurt yourself. If they hurt themselves, well, you know, evolution. Alright, so the only thing that I'm missing out of this place is this place where the water is coming from. But I want it to be a bit different, because I don't want it falling from here. Or you know what? Just sod it. Let's go with that idea, which they have. Whoever designed that thing would not be happy if I just went ahead and just basically pooped on his idea. bit of a change here. I'm gonna fill it this a bit. Take it down. Should I refine it one more time over here? Corner and corner. There, like so. Alright, now all the way back. Want it to about here, and actually, oh yeah, this is what I was trying to do. I want to have a small slope and the water would go down. Try to fill it now. So weld. Rectangular. 15. Isolate this. Now, for this one, I want to remove some of these edges because they're giving me some unneeded geometry. There we go. Remove. Connect two segments, bench them apart. All right, one there, one here, one here. The back side will not be actually needed, so we can just do this. Remove this whole thing. Damn it, no. Oh, you know what? Let's just make this thing simple. Select everything, extrude. There we go. We got this. Sort of a slope. One edge in there, one edge in there. And with a turbo smooth, we should smooth stuff up a bit. Alright, something is not right over here. Alright, move it in so that kind of lessens the slope. Same thing here. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing the front side here. Missing that one. There we go. Alright, so we got this slope for the water coming from the edge here, from the wall. So I should probably put something like a cap here so you actually have an idea, illusion that it's not coming just from the wall, but it's coming from something. And I also want to delete this mid piece that I just created. So this polygon and along the back side as well. Remove both of those. So now we shouldn't have any issue anymore. There we go. It kind of ends up where it should. Let's just make it sure. There we go. Now it should smooth out right. There you go. All right, cool. We have something of a similar design with the original that had this thing coming from here, and we have our water falling from here all the way down. And since we have a slight slope here and a slight slope here, the physics is going to be more or less the same with a roller coaster, and the water will not simply go swoosh from here and go over your entire place, but with a small natural or what's it called? Yeah, gravity. Yeah, gravity fall. It's gonna have that gravity fall. I had a bit of a brain fart there. Anyways, well, now we have our small bathroom. We have a very, very unique shower. Well, it's not a shower, it's a bath. For the shower, we're gonna have to fix something. You know what? For the actual shower, I'm gonna put the actual shower that we used in the previous scene here, but I'm gonna have to put some sort of a cover here. We can just slide it in when you're taking a shower so you don't make a mess of your entire bathroom. So yeah. All right. What happened with the music here? All right, I guess it finished. All right. All right, what are we doing next? Let me take one of your ideas for the... Ooh, you guys changed something here. No, I do want to have some seating in my place. So let's see. What are we going to use? Since a lot of the place... Hello. This looks very, very frugal Japanese style. Do you guys like this? What do you think? Should we make something like this or look for something else? Maybe one of the other seating arrangements. Like something like this, maybe. Go with this. So, is this the one that you want me to go with? Okay, so this is the leather one, and this is the cloth one. What do you guys think? Should we go with the cloth one or the leather one? All right, cloth it is. Cloth, leather. There's always got to be somebody's gonna. Cloth it is then. All right, let me save this thing. I don't know if it's cloth or not, but to me it looks like cloth, and I needed a name for it, so hence it became the cloth one. If I take a look at this thing, this is clearly cloth. Some sort of a cloth, I think. Some sort of fabric. It has that woven fabric here, look. And this is actually really easy to make. So let's just create it. If we don't like it, then no fall whatsoever. It's gonna be easy to get away from it. So easiest way to do this would be to try with a cylinder. Cylinder should be all right. 20. It's fine. It's 20 centimeters. Yeah, let's go with 15. Okay, and god damn, what the hell happened? What the hell is up with the music? Alright, and poly, just get this thing out, and more or less that's it. Take a look at this. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it. So now all I gotta do is in here choose how big I want this thing to be. Let me make it so I can actually see. $206 should be fine. No, it shouldn't be fine. It's gonna be too much. So let me go ahead and go with 200. That's gonna give me like 1 meter for both. There we go. Now I know for a fact that this thing needs to have 2 seats, so I'm gonna make the middle one. Then go ahead, chamfer this. 1 centimeters might be too little, so let's go with 2. And what I'm going to do is select both of the corner ones, detach as a clone, make those with a shell of, again, the same. Really? All right, shell. 2 centimeters. There we go. Added poly. Alright, copy it over on that side. Now with the symmetry, I'm gonna get, so this thing is no longer in the play. This one, make it centered, center to object. Symmetry should help with the other side. Flip it around, edit poly. Remove. A chamfer on this side should work. Make it 50. Turbo smooth. Not the ideal one, still. And not the ideal one because, well, we have a very, very large, like this, polygon. So now with the turbo smooth, you shouldn't have any distortion up, so it's going to be very front. There you go. And you isolate those. Get this thing on this side. Copy, Remove the turbo smooth, remove the turbo smooth. There we go, like that. Let's do the same thing in here, so just delete that. Cap this. Cap this. Okay, so I guess the width is not really snapping there as it should. But it's fine. We can work around that. Alright, let's do the same thing on this side. Cut, connect, 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 connect. I don't need this side now, so I just need to get this thing centered. Now symmetry over on the Y. Nope, Z. Yep. Z and edit poly. Remove that edge. Get this. Actually, let's just go with a simple solution of chamfer. Whoa, whoa, no. Now chamfer 0.5. Minimum angle of 50. Now turbo smooth. Before I do that though, edit poly just so we get away from that same distortion we had previously. Number 4 and turbo smooth. Do we have this thing working right? Yes, we do. All right, move it over on this side and copy it over. Turbo smooth for that. Turbo smooth for that. Turbo smooth for that. So I'll actually take all of those ones in the corners, give them a dark color, give these a lighter color, and yeah, we have something to sit on. For the top ones, we can do the same thing that we did here. Actually, you know what? For that top one, what I can do is just do this really quickly. I raise it up to maybe like that. And since I still have the geometry uncollapsed, what I can do is I can go in and move all of them on their own geometry to the back, or what I can try to do is, if I'm feeling a bit out of time as I am at the moment, I can just squish him in like this, but he's gonna look like crap. So we're not gonna be doing that. We're gonna continue this in our second one. There we go. In our next stream, we'll continue building this thing. It's just moving the geometry to the back until we get this thing, and then it's gonna be fine. All right, I have to say I'm really sorry I wasn't really paying attention to the chat. I see you guys have been saying stuff. So what is it? That's from Spain. I can get you permission when they're out. Sorry, my internet died. I mean, just because we not have subtitles. Dennis. All right. here's the thing on the premium lighting tutorials. The only problem that I had for releasing them was with a thing with a bank. So yesterday I finally resolved that thing. I think that everything is right. And here's the thing. This is actually a question that I can ask you guys who are with me now. Oh, by the way, why are you waiting? Why are you guys waiting? Why haven't you hit the like button yet? Let me see how many likes I have so far. Why are you waiting? Why are you guys? Oh wow, only 21 likes on this video. Amazing. I guess you guys don't like this. I'm just kidding. Here's the thing. If any of you guys have you used PayPal, or are you using PayPal? This is a genuine question. This is not me horsing around. Yes? Yes, yes, yes. How do you like it? How are you guys? Are you happy with it? Because I haven't been using it so far, and yesterday was the first time I actually made one. So yeah, I have no idea if it works. So I tried adding in some funds from one of my other cards, but it was weird. So if anybody has ever done one of those PayPal.me things, and you would like to help me out, feel free and donate just like $1 so I can see if that thing even works. The PayPal description thing is down in the basic info of the video or in the stream. So if you guys would like to support me, just go down in the description of the video and just check the PayPal me. There's a link there. I have no idea how that thing works. If it does work, then that means that it will work with the site that I'm gonna put my premium tutorials on, and everything will start to unfold finally. As I'm saying that, I just saw that we are 2 hours and 5 minutes on. Oh, what is this? How would you feel about making a Q&A session once in a while? People will be able to put in Discord channel actual questions, and how would you approach this? That's actually a very, very good idea. I like that idea. Here's the thing. If you want to see the... Yeah, that's actually a really good question. If you have a Q&A, if you want to have a Q&A, I'm going to put... well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna create a new chatting room in here. It's gonna be for just Q&As for people that have questions. Hell, I have the hallway here for people that have any questions for anything. So if you guys have any questions, leave them here so I know what you guys want me to explain. And someday or some stream, I can sit down and show you guys how I would approach a problem like that. But until then, and we are out of time. So I would like to thank everybody that was with me today. You guys were great. You made it. You gave me some great ideas. We made the seating here. Well, we didn't make it, but it's in the process of making it. We made something for our bathroom, and we also had a bit of a fun time playing around with MD. I showed you some of the new options it has in there, some of the new features, and it was fun. I think it was a fun stream. So, like I always say at the end of each stream, let me hear it. Let me hear you guys say it in the chat. What do I say at the end of every stream? That's it. That's it. Peace.